Tensions between Syria and much of the West escalated today as the United Nations Security Council condemned attacks on the U.S. and French embassies in Damascus. Now, in the photograph, you can see two men scaling the American embassy's walls yesterday. U.S. officials said was the third attack in 4 days, with hundreds of demonstrators descending on the building. Mobs loyal to President Assad have been swarming outside the U.S. and French embassies to condemn visits by the American and French ambassadors to Hama, which is an opposition stronghold. I want to point out that this is amateur video. CNN cannot confirm its authenticity. The video shows a police vehicle parked near the U.S. Embassy. The writing on the white pickup says Police Leadership, Damascus Province Anti-Riot Battalion. You can also see graffiti painted on the embassy's walls, including the message, "The people want to kick out the dog," an apparent reference to the U.S. ambassador. Someone has also written, "This is Syria, you dog," and "The hell with America." Today at the Syrian embassy, the Syrian ambassador to the United Nations accused the United States and France of exaggerating the facts about the embassy attacks. Meantime, Germany's ambassador called on Syrian authorities to protect diplomats and their property, while Secretary of State Hillary Clinton blasted Syria in her strongest language yet. And here's what President Obama told CBS News tonight.
We've certainly sent a clear message that nobody can be messing with our embassy, and that we will take whatever actions necessary in order to protect our embassy.
I talked to Foreign Affairs correspondent Jill Doherty earlier. So, Jill, in the wake of yesterday's attacks, we've heard the strongest language yet from this administration regarding the Assad regime.
Yes, Hillary Clinton crossed the line, you could say, at least using that word, that he has lost his legitimacy. That's the phrase that they have used about Gaddafi in Libya. And for the first time, Secretary Clinton used that phrase. She said that President Assad is not indispensable. And that's a change. That's really upping it. They're not saying he should step down. They haven't gotten that far. And, Anderson, one thing that they probably won't do is say precisely that until the people of Libya, of Syria, decide that that indeed is what they want to do.
The Syrian government responded to the U.S. statements with some pretty strong rhetoric of their own.
Yeah, they did. They're talking about incitement. They were very angry about the comments by Secretary Clinton firing back. They also said that that incident at the embassy this on Monday was really incitement by the United States, and that the visit by the Ambassador Ford to Hama was incitement as well. So they're kicking it right back to the Americans.
Is it clear, though, what role the Syrian government played in yesterday's attack? I mean, this is an incredibly repressive regime. It's hard to believe that a U.S. embassy could be attacked without some sort of encouragement or tacit approval of the government there.
Absolutely. Now, publicly, what they're saying is whether they condoned it, incited it, or just simply allowed it to happen. Because remember, the security guards are really standing back and letting the chaos ensue.
Right. I mean, this is the tactic we've seen with Mubarak of getting people out to attack reporters in that case. But now it's just reporters aren't there, so they're attacking the U.S. embassy.
Yeah, but, behind the scenes, officials are telling us, they do say that it appears that the government actually did somehow orchestrate this. And they point out that there were broadcasts on a television station that is under the influence of President Assad that did anger people and incite them to do something.
Yeah, it's a familiar move we've seen among dictators in the recent past. The UN Security Council condemned the attacks yesterday. Russia and China actually signing on to the rebuke. That seems pretty significant.
Well, significant, yeah, I think in that sense it's significant, but I think you have to look at the fine print, because are they actually, endorsing what the United States is saying about President Assad? Perhaps not. What they appear to be endorsing is this narrow principle that practically any country would approve, which is there is a Vienna Convention that says that the host country has to protect diplomats and their property. And so if they're endorsing that, then it's kind of a no-brainer. It doesn't necessarily mean that they support, let's say, U.S. policy.
Right. Interesting. Jill Doherty, thanks.